Good audit then.
Austin,
That's a good clean up.
It sure is.
Good evening, can you hear me?
are you there, Austin?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Awesome. Hopefully you'll be able to see the screen. I'm sharing the presentation. Um, so just go ready. I couldn't hear anything beforehand.
We can see the screen now.
Okay, great. So my name is Austin Eubanks. I'm the audit manager at Thompson Price Scott and Adams in our Wilmington office. And we had the pleasure of auditing the town of Cedar Point for the fiscal year in June 30th, 2025. So we'll go through some required communications. Our responsibilities fall under the generally accepted auditing standards, government auditing standards, OMB uniform guidance, and the State Single Audit Implementation Act. So we were able to design and provide reasonable assurance that the financial statements are free of material error and in compliance with government regulations. We were also able to perform all our planned procedures and have complete access to both management and required information. We did not find any significant deficiencies in internal control this year. So we did issue an unmodified opinion, which is the best opinion we could possibly give. The new changes in the counting policy this year was GASB 101, which is sick leave. So basically, in years past, your compensated absences only be accrued vacation. However, GASB come into 2025, they want us to include sick leave, but that will not affect your fund balances or anything. That's only a full accrual modification for the town of Cedar Point. So manager's judgments and accounting as deemed reasonable as they should be. The financial statement disclosures are neutral, consistent, and clear. And we did not have any significant audit adjustments or unrecorded differences. We did not have any disagreements with management. We did not have any outside consultants or other accountants that we utilized. And we had no prior retention issues. We did not find any difficulties while performing the audit. Management was great to work with, got everything to us in a timely manner. We did not find any irregularities or illegal acts, or no other findings or issues. So jumping straight into the general fund, the cash on hand as of June 30th, 2025, you had $1,802,218, and that was all unrestricted. Your restricted cash was $151,483. Your total revenues and other financing sources, you collected $1,482,704. You did spend $1,156,000, giving you a total net change of a positive $326,578. One of the metrics that LGC likes to utilize is a minimum undesignated fund balance. So a town of your size needs to be a minimum threshold of 34% of your total expenditures, and that would have been about $393,000. However, your unassigned fund balance as of June 30th, 2025 was $1,763,000. So that 34% threshold was a bare minimum. However, you're sitting at 175.55%. So I we'll get into that a little bit, exactly what that means. Your tax collection rate overall was a very good 98.49%. This is your operating summary for the past 4 years. Obviously, your revenues have been outpacing your expenditures each and every year. The reason that dip in total revenues mainly is you're just less grant money. You had a lot of ARPA money come in 22, 23 that was coming in and spent. So that's why your revenues and expenditures was outpacing in 22, 23 than 24, 25. So let's look at your top four revenues for the general fund, your operating revenues. Your ad valorem taxes, you collected $738,000 annually. That made up 50% of your total revenues. Your unrestricted intergovernmental, which is mainly your sales and use tax, was $482,000, and that made up 32%. Restricted intergovernmental is your grant money of $120,000. Investment earnings are right at $68,000. And other revenues, which is mainly your sales and services, was $74,000. So looking at your general fund operating expenditures by department, The administration department, you spent 453,000, made up 39%. Public Works and Transportation spent $226,099, made up 19%. You did have some debt service that was principal and interest that was utilized to pay off some debt of 181,000. Your Environmental Protection Department spent $171,905, and other expenditures was $123,718. And that's your Public Safety of $80,912 and Recreation Department of $42,806. So let's look at your fund balance. For the past 4 years. Obviously, is exactly what you want to see. That growing each and every year. Not only is it growing overall, but that unrestricted or the available to spend at your discretion is growing as well from $1.4 million in 2022 all the way up to 2,013,000 in 2025. Of that 2 million total fund balance, 1,763,000 is available for you to spend at your discretion, and $250,278 is committed, restricted, or assigned. In this case, it was restricted. Power bill funds of 151,000. Of course, you have to spend that in the town streets, and your state stabilization of $98,795. So basically, this is extraordinarily well ran town. Um, I think, looking at this, you're being good stewards with the town's money. So getting back to that metric that I had said about earlier, the general fund available as a percentage of general fund expenditures. So basically what this means is, and this basically follows along with your total fund balance from 57% in 2022 all the way up to right at 176% in 2025. So basically what this means is if you was not to collect any more revenues as of June 30th, 2025, how many months could you operate without cutting back at all on any expenditures? In your case, it'd have been 21 months. So that's exceptionally well metric. I think, just looking at that, you have a really, really solid rainy day fund. So overall, internal controls is rock solid. I think manager does a really good job of segregation of duties. Um, Everything we requested, we got in a very timely manner. I just want to thank David and his team for everything they've done. We got this out in a really quick turnaround this year. Like I said, no findings, unmodified opinion. Uh, Everything looked above board. Any questions, concerns?
Anybody have any questions for Austin? David?
Mayor, I do. Austin, if you could, I know on that last page, just before this, thank you page, just want you to highlight, if you will, 57% going to 175 looks like a whole lot. But I think when you look at it in context of how much our budget was in 22 and 23 because of the ARPA funds that we spent, the growth isn't as exponential as it looks. Because at the same time that number is going up, the amount that we've been spending annually has been going down.
Correct.
I
I
just,
just think just the amount of revenue still outpacing. If I go back and show you the 4 years operating summary, see in 2022 there's only about a $200,000 difference. However, in you know over the years the revenues keep outpacing the expenditures, and even more so in 24 and 25. Even though you're spending less and you have less money coming in, your overall net income is going up each and every single year. So I think keeping the expenditures at a minimum, like you have been, has been the main thing that's causing that growth and that rainy day fund to keep growing.
yeah, my point was just if our budget was still as large as it was in 2022, that number wouldn't be 175%. It would be under 100%.
Um, well, I mean, that's hard to say because a lot of the ARPA money, because as you receive the money, as you spent the money, you you recognize that revenue. So with the grant type funds, but I'm not. I mean, it's hard to say exactly where that would end up. Uh, exactly where that would be. If it would be 175, it would be under 100. It's just almost impossible to tell.
No question. Okay, Austin, thank you. You guys do a great job.
Thank you. Any more questions?
No, I don't think there's any more questions.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Entertain motion.
I move we accept the audit report as provided by Mr. Eubanks.
Second.
No motion on second on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Unanimous, thank you. Okay, David, RFP for paving.
All right, let me get the right screen here. For any potential video viewing audience. All right, so we did receive 3 bids for the RFP that we sent out for the paving of the south end of Sherwood Avenue, all of Jones Street that's currently paved, the cul-de-sac of Shady Path, as well as the addition of curb and gutter in different areas along this end of Sherwood Avenue. Some of it being rolled curb, some of it being curb and gutter, and some of it being a flat curbing. We had budgeted $180,000 for this project as of June of last year. We did talk about the potential for these numbers to come in a lot higher as a result of the fire that took place at the asphalt plant down in Jacksonville. Fortunately, it did not have too much of an impact on at least one of the bids. The lowest of the 3 bids was Onslow Grading and Paving, and they actually came in at $181,216.80.
Pretty good.
So, second place of the 3 was Coastline Contracting. Their bid came in at $222,647.69. That was the first one to come in. And when I got that bid, I actually thought that's given the, the fire that was at that plant, that may be our best bid. So I was real glad to see the other one come in. The third one came in from Sunland. Sunland came in at $307,000. So, don't know what the major difference, what they were looking at there, but those are the 3 bids. They all come with a good reputation. It's board's discretion on what you want to do.
I think it's a no-brainer for Onslow.
I do too. I agree.
Clean up quicker. That's
Yeah.
probably
They're a
what they knew,
reputable
what
company.
others didn't know.
Well, the other 2 are gonna get from Onslow anyway. They're all reputable companies.
And just mark it up.
That just mark it up. So I mean, Onslow, by far.
Yeah, I mean,
My
clearly.
I mean, they're
Good to
the
get.
they're the leader. They're the leader in the area. So it's a no-brainer.
It shows, Sherwood Avenue curb and gutter, Sherwood Avenue roll curving, and then ribbon curve, all those on Sherwood.
Yes.
You talking about from 24
Yeah, so plan
down
we had
here?
this summer, we talked about it.
Yeah, so curb and gutter would be directly on Sherwood Avenue in front of AutoZone, because it would be tying curb and gutter to curb and
Okay.
gutter. From the north side of AutoZone, west side of the road, that would be rolled curbing to where it ties into Marsh Harbor's rolled curbing. Rolled curbing on the east side of Sherwood, all the way from 24 into our parking lot. With one exception, that would be a little bit of a ribbon curbing for drainage purposes, where the low spot where the water would run into towards our rain garden. And then also to put some ribbon curbing to show the curvature of the road in front of our landscape bed, because people are they'll come up to that spot and not know where to turn. So it shows basically rather than striping it, it would be concrete.
All three of those are involved in the Sherwood project.
Yes.
Well, is this, we're also talking about taking part of the road out too, narrowing it down to where it's not real wide right there.
So we won't be narrowing it. We'll be designating the road separate from our parking lot with that ribbon curbing.
Okay.
Yeah, the decision was not to enlarge our landscaping island at this point in time. We may look at that again when we decide to repave our parking.
So it'll distinguish it to where it's not confusing when you get to that point to the entrance right out front here too. So,
Yeah,
okay.
Does this stop at where Marsh Harbor kind of begins? Is that where the end of this
pretty
project
much in
is?
that general area.
So from there out to 24 on Sherwood?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Did you get a date?
The deadline to have this done is middle of June. So that we can have it done and paid for by July 1st, end of this fiscal year.
I would recommend when you call Onslow, try to get an earlier date. You know, just so it won't, because of how busy they are. I would definitely try to push for like a May.
Well, I mean, it was in the RFP.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
that
just
is the
saying,
deadline.
just push them because they are extremely busy right now.
All right.
Road damage.
Hmm?
A lot of road damage.
Yeah, questions?
Well done.
Y'all want?
Onslow.
Onslow.
Yeah.
Onslow.
Entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve Onslow Grading and Paving's bid for review. for the
Second that.
project.
Motion on the floor, all those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. Yeah, I believe Kurt's out tonight. Does he leave you guys any words of wisdom?
Nothing major going on. He's in training today.
Somebody run over the furniture store Sunday night. I know y'all seen that.
We run through the store around here.
I saw that.
Yeah.
All right, David.
I'm just scrolling through this for the video sake. Put in the record there. All the fire and EMS reports that they provide to us. All right, so I don't have a whole lot for you since we did have our retreat. I covered a lot of the ongoing stuff at it, but I did want to let you know that we're nearing the end of this gas line project finally. It took forever for Piedmont Natural Gas to get the line into us. We did have to deal with the snow, affecting that schedule as well. But the generator is completely hooked up. The water heater, the new tankless water heater, has the gas and electric both hooked up. He'll be coming back next Tuesday to make the conversion from the old water heater to the new one as far as the plumbing tie-in. The gas heaters are connected to electric. They're hung. Tuesday when he comes back, he'll connect the gas line to it, get those fired up to test them. And then Carter Heating and Cooling will be coming back to put the vent piping in for those two heaters. And those three projects really will all be done at that point. So hopefully next Tuesday or thereabouts we'll be done with all that. I've had several conversations and meetings regarding the park gate. Met this morning talking about actual design, trying to figure out exact location. I did get some questions back from our consultant on the landscaping side. I did have a couple questions for you. I'll put up on the screen the aerial. We had previously talked about at the entrance to the park putting the sign on the left-hand side as you enter from Sherwood. So let me turn off these layers here so it stands out a little better. So park. We had talked about putting the sign right here on that left-hand side as you enter, and then using a berm with landscaping over on this side to connect from where the gate is to kind of block people where they can't drive around the gate. Question came up from the consultant whether it would be okay to locate the sign on this side. We do have other signage over on that side. And, would the board be open to considering a fence there? Any kind of fence option rather than a berm. Something like, the split, the stacked wood that you see over there at New Sport Shop that they use. You know, something a little more rustic, not a
Mhm.
chain link or something like that, but.
How big is the sign?
The sign that we looked at is roughly 4 foot by 8 feet. So 32 square feet.
Piece of plywood.
Piece of plywood.
Could you not do both? You know, small berm on top.
We could. I mean, that's just what we had talked about before, so that was the guidance I gave her.
Split rail fence would be fine there.
I think that would provide a little bit more of a deterrent than just a berm. People can be like, take that berm as a challenge.
Well, it was gonna be heavily landscaped as
It'll be a
well.
landscape.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to. Still, you have people.
There will be a challenge.
Yeah.
There would be a challenge.
Yeah,
I think just get her to maybe give us two options, you know, as a mural, see what it would look like. You know,
Okay.
option A, option B. Here's option A with the berm and the split rail. Here's option B, you know, just a split rail. You know, just give us some. You know, I'm a visual guy. I got to see it visually. You know, once I see it visually, then
Once you get the gate in, you can visualize it a whole lot better and say, well, yeah, sign look better over here, I guess, or it look better.
I mean,
I want it over here, maybe.
I like the sign on the right side because as you turn in, you know, you're looking right anyway. I mean, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? So that makes sense there to move the sign to the right side. I agree with that.
Can the sign be moved further back up the road?
I think it needs to be there so we can cars from running through there.
Mhm.
That's close. Understood.
So this is that stacked rail fence as opposed to split rail. Split rail would be similar to what we have out here, the white fence.
Mhm. I like that stacked
I
rail.
mean, I like the stacked rail. It's nice looking. Rustic.
Okay. All right, I'll tell her to give us a couple designs.
Yeah, just a little,
Along that line.
like a sketch with it, what it would look like with the landscape in. I mean, I know it'll look good, but we don't, you know, it's kind of hard to say, well, that's it.
Yeah, one of the reasons we were gonna put the sign on that left-hand side was with it, we wouldn't have to do a whole lot of landscaping on that side. Or put a fence on that side. The sign itself would serve as the boundary to keep
Yeah.
people from driving through, but.
I
But
think,
if you're good with it on the right-hand side, I have no preference.
I think it's a good point, you know, really do valid point.
All right. I appreciate it.
Fence on both sides. Like the.
It may be, it would be a
maybe,
little one if we did one on this
Yeah, a
side.
little one on, you
Much
have to do a
smaller,
little one
yeah.
on that side. And that would make it be in more uniform. With that on, you know, on both sides too.
More visual also.
Yeah, sure.
Get crowded over there.
All right. Appreciate the input on that. I'll take that back to her. Just a reminder, there is the May 12th class in New Bern on legislative land use decisions. I sent you an email about it so far. The mayor has signed up as well as one of our planning board members. Everybody's encouraged to attend if you can. May 12th in New Bern. And it's an afternoon class. I think it's 1:30
Couple
to
hours.
4:30 or something like
Yeah, it's
that.
just a couple.
Is that what's the date on that? Is it Tuesday, Thursday?
I think it is a Tuesday. Let me double check for you.
It is,
It's a Tuesday.
because Mother's Day is the 10th.
Can't learn enough stuff about planning and zoning. It's constantly changing.
And if, I don't know what their plans for lunch since they're starting, I think at 1:30. I figured whoever goes up there, maybe we can get together and do lunch in New Bern before the class starts.
That's probably why they started so late.
Probably so.
Yeah,
So
right.
they don't have to do lunch.
Is that the ETC building?
Hasn't been identified where it's gonna be. I think it's gonna depend on how big the class is. A lot of times, it's being put on by UNC Chapel Hill School of Government. So oftentimes they'll hold them at the Riverside Convention Center if it's a big enough class. They do have several others planned around the state. That is the closest. So if you're interested in participating in the class but can't attend that one, let me know. They do have a couple online options, but they're all scheduled during the day, workday. So if that's a conflict, I don't know how we can avoid it. But if you're going to attend it, I'd rather us be able to attend it as a group as much as possible. So just let us know and we'll get you registered for it. That is all I have.
Right, Jimmy.
We are wrapping up the coat drive this week. Thursday is the last day coat drive on. I lost count at 75 coats.
Wow.
So, and I think we probably elected 75 plus more. So we had a really good year and I appreciate everyone donating. We'll pick it off again in December.
That's good. Right, I'm gonna open the floor up for public comment. Anybody like to speak? Come right up here and tell us your name and where you're from.
Hey, I'm Brant Emdy for the 111 Megan's Way, Cedar Point, Megan's Bay. Recently, actually, well, let's say recently, on February 12th, we had email correspondence with David Reef, the town manager. How are you? And I was waiting for an email back on a question that I asked in regards to the fence that was discussed before in these rooms about that the hospital would provide or could provide to the southern piece of the property that abuts Megan's Bay. I hadn't heard anything back, so I just wanted to read the email from the correspondence to bring everybody up to speed. Because it was brought to my attention in the email that David sent that this is on February 12th. In return, a response to my email about the noise that was being generated from the groundbreaking from the hospital before 7 a.m. And David looked into it and said he was going to talk to the foreman. I don't know if you did, but I appreciate that. It seems to have kind of toned down. Mr. Bray, I don't know if your house is still vibrating at that.
I can hear it.
Right.
I can hear it at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, so 7 o'clock is cool. 6:30 when the kids are getting up is not cool for me or my neighbors. But in it, you said concerning the fence, the special use permit hearing would have been a proper time to argue and convince the town board that a fence should be required by the town. At this point, the town lacks the authority to require one of them, and I doubt the board would be inclined to request unless an actual need for one was shown. So the email that I sent back to bring everybody up to speed was tailored around the actual need, because I believe that I had voiced my concern and many other people had voiced their concerns about the actual need for the hospital to contain their own property that was supposed to be proven during the 7 items that were done required by you as a town that they were supposed to provide evidence for containment of their stuff. So I said, David, this is on response on February 13th at 5:34 p.m. in regards to the special use permit. So David, thank you for responding to my email on the noise. Yes, if you could contact the foreman, that would be great. In regard to your comment about the fence being brought up at the special use permit meeting, I am sure it was, since I was one of the residents that inquired. I and other concerned residents asked the questions at previous meetings as well. For example, at the August 5th, 2025 planning board meeting, at least 3 residents of Megan's Bay asked about a fence between the hospital and Megan's Bay. There was no definite answers at this point, but Commissioner Pittner commented that while a fence cannot be mandated, most developers want to be seen as good neighbors. So this is something that can be brought up later at the site plan review. At September 9th, 2025 planning board meeting / commercial site plan review for Carteret Healthplex, a commissioner stated that the comments from Megan's Bay residents want a fence. Because they want a physical barrier, not just a vegetation. The Carteret Healthcare representative at the meeting responded that this is something that can be discussed. Later in the meeting, the commissioner made a motion to approve the commercial site plan with a recommendation as part of community outreach for a fence for Megan's Bay. At the September 23rd special use permit hearing Board of Commissioners meeting, two Megan's Bay residents, including myself, asked again about a fence dividing the hospital property and Megan's Bay. So my question to you is, because we're putting a hospital in, and I work in this industry, to put it bluntly, is it gonna take one patient to wind up in my neighborhood to be an actual need for you guys to vote on and put a fence? Have you asked the hospital or the CFO if you could recommend them to put a fence up to be good neighbors? I'm asking. Have you guys done that?
What did we decide at that time on the fence?
It wasn't included as part of the special use permit request of them at that time. So that would have been the town's only opportunity to require it of them.
We never, did the board talk to about it at all?
It was discussed.
I think at that time, we said the trees and all the buffer that they were building in there was sufficient.
Yes.
That's what we said there.
That's exactly what we said.
I thought we talked
And I
about
remember
it
what
with
I
them, and
said
he
was if you
he'd
put a
do it.
fence up, don't put up one behind my house, cause I don't want a fence behind my house.
Yeah, because Gary was adamant.
I mean, we
That's
talked about that in our meetings and
Yeah.
that's my understanding. We weren't gonna put a fence in there.
So I went back on the meeting notes,
Okay.
and you're all on camera and on video recorded, saying that you guys voted on it. You made a motion to approve a commercial site plan with a recommendation as part of the community outreach for a fence for Megan's Bay. I didn't hear you vote not to do that.
I don't think we voted to do that.
No, we didn't vote to do that.
I know I didn't.
I know I did.
Okay, well, it's recorded. You can go back to your notes, prove me wrong, but it is there, it is verbalized.
I think we said as good partners, we would address it if it would be
Well, we addressed it with the CEO.
if it was gonna be an issue,
Right.
that we would address it at that point in time. I think that's what we all talked about that.
Well, it's an issue for me. It's an issue for some residents in Megan's Bay. I've already stated this, I got 3 small kids.
I mean, we'll take a look at it, but it's, I can't promise you any changes on it with the CEO or anything like that. It doesn't have to.
Yeah, and I understand that. I'm just, you said it before, you voted on it.
We'll look at that too, but I'm pretty sure we didn't vote on the
I don't
fence.
think we did either.
Okay.
If I did, it's out of context of everything I've done since 2007.
Well, let me clarify something, Mayor, real quick. In this email that Grant sent in, he referred to the planning board members as commissioners. And you may be confusing the two entities. They are not commissioners. All they can do is make a recommendation. So their recommendation was that this board look at the commercial site plan and approve it with the fence. But when this board actually made the decision, I don't believe there was a fence in that. We can go back and take
Who's
a
on
look
the
at it.
planning board? Here. Is anybody-
None of us here.
None of us.
None of you guys?
No.
Okay. Like I said,
One of the old commissioners was on the planning board. He sat right over there.
No, he
Yeah,
was
I'll-
not on the planning board while he was a commissioner.
He was the liaison.
No.
No.
Because he was the one
He-
who brought it up as well.
2012.
I just don't recall his name now.
so either way, you understand what I'm asking? I mean, you can just ask the question. I mean, I can't do anything. It's already a done deal.
We'll get over to the CEO and ask him again where we're at on this.
It's just a recommendation. If it doesn't happen, it
We'll do
doesn't
that.
happen.
We'll do that.
I'm just trying to, counter to what, I'm
We'll
just
do
trying to
that.
make.
We'll do that and you'll get David to give me a call.
Okay, I appreciate it. I'm just trying to bring to light that, what you said, I didn't think was accurate. It aggravated me, if I'm being, if I have humility in this. And again, for me, it's about safety for myself, my family and my community. If you can ask a question, that'd be great. They can tell us no. That's the way it is.
Just for clarification though, and I think this is important for everybody to understand, you don't back up to the hospital property though, right? You live
I'm
across the street.
street.
But you're asking them to put a fence in someone else's backyard.
It's not in their backyard, it's on the hospital property.
But basically, okay, I just want to make sure.
It's about containment of their own facility. I don't think that question was actually answered when you guys voted it that. I yield my time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I just wanted to, say that. North Shore Solid Farm Road. I just wanted to say that my recollection was pretty much the same. And no one of the meetings was the planning commission meeting. What I wanted to suggest is, while you think about this, you remember that the emergency room was moved from the front of the building to the back of the building. I don't know why. The emergency room is now what is near residential properties. So I think a fence and a berm, vegetation, I think it would all help. You don't need people that are in a emergency room setting, maybe they're upset, maybe there's alcohol involved. You don't need them wandering around and getting through. You can get through vegetation, not a fence. It's not a big deal for the hospital to put in a fence. And I think if you look at it on Thursday, when you go over there, I think it would probably make it a little bit easier to see. It's not a big, huge area. Just put in a fence, and I think it would solve a problem before it happens.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
And I'll see you there for Friday or Thursday, 4 o'clock, right?
Yes.
Talking about a fence or a sound wall. A
Fence.
fence, you look at the sound wall, to protect them from the noise from the.
That's just the construction part.
What?
Size fence you're talking about, 6 foot, 8 foot privacy fence, and
Honestly, I don't care what kind of fence it is, just a fence. Something to.
4 foot.
Something to keep
No.
out, something to keep somebody from jumping completely over it, sure. But again, it's about my family and safety for the community.
Anybody else? What up, Frankie?
I ain't really got a whole lot. Just chugging along. Thanks for demonstrating. That's good.
He does, and get it done.
Well, he put some rock down there. Yeah, notice, Mike, you notice that? Finally filled them potholes in down there.
We didn't put any rock in.
Really?
That's just that machine
It
pulling
done
it all
good.
back up to the surface.
It done good.
I haven't been down, I went down there this morning, but I haven't been back down there since he did it today.
Well, Jerry's got them sprinklers down there. And it, you know, they beat that rock down. That's what happens. And then when you come off the thing, it's like, boom. Like, but that done great. That's
Do you
amazing.
think we still need anything?
No.
Okay, good.
Great. Good job, though.
I'll let him know.
Keep chugging.
Good job.
Let's see. Thanks staff for a good financial report. Good job. Also like to thank anybody who picked up a shovel or sat in a seat or machine that took the snow away from the sidewalks, roads, you know, wherever during this past snowstorm. I myself got blisters on my hands from the shovel. That was an amazing event. Wake up the next day and things that you had in your yard are covered up completely. You can't see them. So thank y'all for doing what you did. Staff included. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I have to piggyback that because I've been sent with a missive to sing your praises for how well the town handled the snow removal and everything that they did, the parts that they did. And everything looked real good, real fast. And I'm proud to be a commissioner for this town where we can have excellent audits and good reports every single time, every year. And that's due to the staff, all of you, and good leadership in it that you two provide. So thank you.
I don't have a whole lot. I'm glad the snow's gone and the public works did a great job.
Yeah, they did.
They moved a piece of equipment quite a bit.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Through the vent track, didn't you? Or-
I was out there long enough that the first time I wanted to have a conversation with somebody, my jaw was frozen enough that I was mumbling.
What is the warm thing on that machine?
That ain't nothing.
Probably not a good idea to put your hands around.
I have to drive my gloves on that thing too.
My hands stayed dry. It was my knees that just going back and forth, it was throwing snow over the top and it was hitting my knees. And they were frozen pretty good. I couldn't walk right away. Get off of it.
That's good. Exactly.
But
I do.
Ditto on the audit. I mean, that's great to see, and kudos to the staff for doing that, because that's huge in the local municipality world for sure. And not only that, but I want to thank this board too, because it's fun to be a part of this board, because we kind of see our locals around us that they're going through a lot of stuff, and I hope we can continue our success here with that, and keep having some fun, doing some good things, because seeing the Healthplex come up has brought nothing but pure excitement for everybody that I've talked to. They're so excited to just see some dirt there. So I'm glad to finally see that, as well as the car wash, and hopefully that's momentum moving forward to continue to do what we're here for, and that's to finish the development of the property that's available. So I'm excited to be a part of the board, and hopefully we'll keep it moving.
Did I say one more thing?
Yeah.
I announced it during the board's retreat, but I'm not sure that the public is aware of the fact that as of February 1st, the town made the final payment on Boathouse Creek Park.
Oh, sweet.
So we are the town officially debt free.
Nice.
Park is ours.
The park is ours.
Who's bragging?
Well, I'll brag for him, because that's an amazing
That
thing.
was a $2.8 million purchase. And between, paying it down and the grant monies that the town received to help, we did it in just over 6 years.
That's great.
What was the original note on it?
$2,250,000.
No, how long?
Oh, it was a 20-year note.
That's what I thought. 20-year note down to 6 years.
We thought it was 30 when we got it.
Uh-huh.
Remember?
Yeah.
We got news.
That was a hard decision. To go with that like that.
In hindsight, it was a good one.
It was.
Uh-huh. It was a good decision.
So I saw a bunch of, I walked the Yellow Trail this weekend. And, those guys were working on.
Yep.
You walked it and it's grown up, wasn't it? Did you gather that from when I walked it the other day?
Yep. Brian and I
Isn't it funny
walked
how
it.
fast that thing got that shape. I mean, it's crazy. You guys have to walk that thing sometimes.
Okay.
It's pretty.
One by the water.
We're still trying to figure out what to do with the Yellow Trail on the Haywood Week side. I don't know that we're going to be able to put enough footbridges in there to really solve that issue.
It's really wet.
And-
Wet.
On the upland.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really wet over there.
it's wetter now than it was several years ago.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to do like Don said. I think we're gonna have to go up a little bit.
Yeah.
Create something, maybe drop down sometimes, but. Yeah, if you don't have proper footwear on some of those days, you're gonna walk up in the woods anyway. So, but yeah, those are two great trails. They're both excellent to walk that Yellow Trail around the park. It was really cool place. Well, yeah, those guys were down in it. Let's see how that goes. Okay, next regular scheduled meeting will be held Tuesday, March 24th, 2026, 6:30 PM. With that, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Got a motion on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? We're done.